Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm laughing because I just never really thought God would have me doing videos like this, but we serve a mighty, mighty creator who is full of so many surprises, so many supernatural miracles, and at the time of this recording, it is now early 2025, and I just felt like I had to pop back on and say hello. I think it's been close to a year since I last uploaded a video, and it feels kind of perfect though, honestly, because I kind of feel, time is non-linear, and I kind of feel like we're just weaving a bunch of kingdom fractals together. And so it kind of feels perfect that I'm recording this in the same sort of season as my last video last year. Like I feel like I'm just kind of picking up where I left off from. And my goodness, what a year of supernatural timeline acceleration 2024 was. I've shared this in some other places. I've been doing some live streams on X. Just the multimedia kingdom live stream party is really set to kick off. So I've been sharing how 2025 just feels like a year of so much soul blooming. It feels like a year of massive reconciliation, restoration, and it really also feels like the year of the lovers. It really, really does. The divine lovers, the true hierogamic union templates of creation. And it just excites me so much. I feel that these templates of true love are here for humanity to really embody at levels that we just haven't experienced before. And I feel we are also in store for a mass awakening. It is really time for the mass collective ascension of the human race to its true angelic form. To begin to take place. I mean, it's something, this is a cosmic shift that has been taking place for a while now, but here in 2025, it's like we've reached critical mass. And what's interesting always to me is what's happening now in 2025. I thought this was going to be what happens in 2020, because at the end of 2019, I had this vision of all of the mystics, the light workers, the star seeds, the new earth, kingdom ambassadors, whatever you want to call it. I saw and felt in the collective grids that we had really anchored enough light on the planet for the collective mass ascension to take place, which, if you don't know what that's all about, there's many different people talking about it, using many different terms. I'm here to help bring some coherence to this sort of explosion of spirituality and esoterica and studies of the occult, and exposing the dark occult, the red pill, the blue pill, the black pill, let's bring some clarity to all of this, because there are real cosmic things happening on the planet at this time, and it's a lot. I feel that fire even just starting to touch on some of those things. But it's really about the time when humanity becomes spiritualized and we return to our original design, because our original design as humans was tampered with. And this tampering is actually what is at the root of so much of our collective issues. And I'm not going to say too much in this video because I do want to keep it kind of short here, but these are the types of things that we're going to be talking about over the next 2.5 years. A lot is really, really going to change over the next 2.5 years. I've been sharing this with my patrons, my live streamers, live stream viewers, that the next 2.5 years are really a time of transformation and a time of preparing to really have a global impact. It's really a time of those of us who are serving the true and living God, the true and living light, those of us who are aware of what's going on. Many of us are going to be stewarding resources and services for others who are just now going to be starting to awake. Like the masses are going to start awakening to like, wait, what is going on here? Like, what is my whole like, why is my reality just completely crashing down, flipping inside out? And it's like, yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. We are not just humans on a 3-dimensional rock in the middle of outer space meant for a, singular 3-dimensional timeline experience, okay? We are multidimensional cosmic beings, and we're at a time now where this revelation is wanting to come upon the collective human consciousness fields en masse. And this also means a lot of deprogramming, a lot of becoming conscious of the ways we have been programmed to serve a system that is ultimately inorganic, a system that is fundamentally anti-Christ, anti-life. Again, lots of different words that people have for this, and a big part of the shift is becoming more heart-centered beings so that we can communicate with each other beyond the gaps created by the divide and conquer tactics of enemy warfare. Because there has been a really real attempt to divide and conquer the consciousness of the American people and the people, the humans of the world at large. And so this really isn't about creating more of that. It is really about discerning what is real, as in what is organic, what is sourced from the true and living God, the true and living Creator, and what is artificial with a negative agenda. So it's a time of just mass transformation, mass awakening, and having a lot of conversations, having a lot of nuanced, heart-centered conversations as we discover who we really are as a human race and put our pieces back together. So this requires allowing space for individuation, not needing people to think like you, look like you, talk like you, believe like you in order to recognize the humanity in them. So we are being called to a deeper level of compassion and grace, and at the same time honoring your own individuation, honoring your own truth, and casting off those shackles of fear that have you holding back, what you really feel, what you really want to embody, the type of timeline experience you really desire to have, and doing it with grace, right? Learning how to do all of this with grace. And it's a process. But it has been underway. And, we're not alone in this. There are angelic forces of the true and living God who are also in support of this in realms beyond the physical. And so a big part of the change too is the supernaturalization of the church, of Christianity, of all religions really, the supernaturalization of faith as we realize there is more to this physical realm than what meets the eye. And it is a mystery, and yet we are also actually equipped to be able to swim in that mystery and study that mystery and commune with that mystery. And we actually need to be able to do that in order to birth principles of higher consciousness upon the earth. We need to be able to do that in order to generate new governing systems of reality. Okay? It's a whole new realm being born. We need to be able to do that in order to safely, ethically, and healthily have conversations about technology, things like AI and robots and these things that, seem so advanced, and it's like, 20 years ago this was only in the movies, and it's like, well, this was kind of always where we were headed. A lot of what we've been seeing in the movies is actually more based in reality than what the news says is reality. So there are all these things going on of like really re-architecting our entire collective experience of reality. So not any one person has all of the answers. I don't have all of the answers, but we each do have a role to play in what is ultimately an exciting time for the human race. And again, this is beyond personal identification systems. This really is about the human race being retemplated according to God's design for us. Because there is more to this experience than what meets the eye, and that includes this great remembrance of what science would call the morphogenetic field of reality. And we're also going to have this beautiful revelation of mystical science where we realize that spirituality and science are actually just two different languages for the same thing. And we need both. We need both in order to build proper models and systems of science, of medicine, of technology, of all the human arts and culture, all the things that make up a civilization. We need a foundational understanding of the reality in which we're operating, okay? And this is something that has been, whether you believe it's intentional or unintentional, I'm not going to speak to that right now, but this is something that has sort of been kept from us, hidden from us, this greater truth about the cosmic nature of the reality we live in, the electromagnetic reality of the cosmos, of which we are an expression. We're not separate from outer space. It's not us here in the physical and then all these things are elsewhere. Again, this is a paradigm shift, a reality shift where you realize yourself as part of that living fabric of life. You are part of the quantum fabric of life. You are part of the cosmic fabric of life. And we can engage with that unseen world through our spiritual development. And all of these things are just going to become increasingly important. So that's my just little okay, let me read into these 2025 energies. It's going to be a big year. It's going to be a great year for those of us on this kingdom timeline, this kingdom frequency, as these false inverted world systems continue to be dismantled en masse. Right, we're living through a dismantling, and at the same time we're birthing the new. And I feel so grateful to be in America, even though America has definitely been dealing with its own warfare. There is warfare, targeted at every nation. It's a whole operation. It's a whole thing. We'll get into it. If you want to learn about these things, subscribe, stay with me, because this is what I have been studying, initiated in, passionate about for a decade basically of my life now, and even the time before that was leading up to all of this. And I do feel very grateful to be in America. Um, there is something special about what is happening here. We have our own issues, we do have our own things. It's far from perfect, but compared to what's happening in some other places in the world, I feel very blessed to be here. And I have long felt that America does play a special role in the global transformation of things. I don't even want to say global because we don't actually live on a globe. It's not flat either. It's a whole thing. Again, if you like this type of information, if you like having these types of conversations, please subscribe to my channel. Come find me on X at Alien Here to Love. I've been live streaming more regularly there. I'm on Instagram, Patreon. You can go to the link in my bio. This is everything I'm passionate about. We're here to discover who we really are as angelic cosmic stewards of this living plane of reality. And yeah, I feel the next 2.5 years are vital, especially for the American people, for the American consciousness fields to reach a sort of reconciliation, a level of peace and harmony, to really come together despite all of our differences. And I feel there is a calling on the heart and soul of America to do this in service to actually the greater human race. So we'll get into that more as the year goes on, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know which parts of this mini transmission resonated the most for you. And yeah, I hope to see you here again or one of my other platforms. A lot happening. So thank you for tuning in. Much love to everyone, and more soon. Bye.